St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City is widely regarded as one of the most awe-inspiring man-made structures on Earth. Immense scale, radiant beauty, and profound historical and spiritual significance make it a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture and a focal point of the Catholic faith. This video delves into the fascinating history of the Basilica, its architectural marvels, and the secrets hidden beneath its ground. St. Peter's Basilica, with its iconic dome designed by Michelangelo, stands as a testament to human creativity and devotion. The basilica's construction began in 1506 under the direction of Pope Julius II and involved several of the most renowned architects of the time, including Donato Bramante, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Gian Lorenzo Bernini. The basilica's interior is adorned with grand sculptures, intricate mosaics, and stunning frescoes. Bernini's magnificent baldachin, a monumental bronze canopy over the high altar, and the design of St. Peter's Square are some of the most celebrated features of the basilica. The dome, which dominates the skyline of Rome, is a marvel of engineering and artistic genius, symbolizing the heavens and the divine. The interior of the basilica includes Michelangelo's famous Pietà, a masterpiece of Renaissance sculpture depicting the Virgin Mary cradling the dead body of Jesus. Sculpture is revered for its emotional intensity and exquisite detail. Additionally, the basilica houses numerous chapels, altars, and tombs of various popes, making it not only a place of worship, but also a repository of significant religious artifacts and art. The history of St. Peter's Basilica is deeply intertwined with that of St. Peter, one of Jesus Christ's apostles and the first pope of the Catholic Church. According to tradition, St. Peter was crucified upside down in the Circus of Nero, a location marked by the Vatican obelisk, which still stands outside the basilica today. After his martyrdom, he was buried nearby, and in the early 4th century, Emperor Constantine built the first basilica over his grave to honor his memory. The current basilica replaced the original structure, which had fallen into disrepair by the end of the 15th century. Pope Julius II envisioned a new, grander basilica that would symbolize the glory and power of the Catholic Church. The construction of the new basilica was a monumental task, involving many changes and challenges over the centuries. Julius II was known as the Warrior Pope and was determined to create a structure that would be remembered as one of the greatest in the world. His ambitious vision led to the demolition of the old basilica and the commissioning of a new one, which would be larger and more magnificent. This new basilica would serve not only as a place of worship, but also as a symbol of the Catholic Church's enduring influence and authority. One of the most fascinating aspects of St. Peter's Basilica is what lies beneath its ground. In 1939, excavations conducted to create a tomb for Pope Pius XI led to the discovery of an entire necropolis 30 feet below the basilica. This necropolis contained pagan mausoleums and early Christian tombs, revealing a rich tapestry of Rome's ancient history. Among the findings was a wall with a Greek inscription that translated to "Peter is here," and nearby, fragments of human bones were found. These bones were analyzed and found to belong to a man aged 60 to 70, aligning with the age of St. Peter at the time of his crucifixion. While the authenticity of the bones remains a topic of debate, this discovery reignited interest and reverence for the site believed to be St. Peter's final resting place. The necropolis beneath the basilica offers a unique glimpse into the burial practices of ancient Rome. Mausoleums are richly decorated with frescoes, stucco work, and inscriptions, reflecting the diverse cultural and religious influences of the time. This underground city of the dead provides valuable insights into the early Christian community in Rome and their veneration of St. Peter. The architectural journey of St. Peter's Basilica is a story of vision, innovation, and adaptation. Bramante's original design proposed a Greek cross plan with a central dome, inspired by the Pantheon and the Basilica of Maxentius and Constantine in the Roman Forum. However, his design was modified by subsequent architects, including Michelangelo, who simplified the plans and focused on creating a colossal, harmonious structure. Bramante's initial design was ambitious, envisioning a centrally planned church with a massive dome. However, his untimely death and subsequent changes by other architects, including Raphael and Antonio da Sangallo the Younger, led to modifications in the plan. Raphael extended the nave, changing the Greek cross to a Latin cross, which provided a more traditional basilica layout. Michelangelo's contributions included the design of the dome and the refinement of the basilica's overall structure. His work was later continued by Giacomo della Porta, who completed the dome, and Carlo Maderno, who extended the nave and added the grand facade. Michelangelo's design for the dome, inspired by the Pantheon and Brunelleschi's dome in Florence, is a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture, combining structural ingenuity with aesthetic beauty. Maderno's facade, added in the early 17th century, is a grand colonnaded structure that enhances the basilica's majestic appearance. It features 8 columns supporting an attic on which 13 statues of Christ, John the Baptist, and the Apostles stand. The central balcony, known as the Loggia of the Blessings, is where the Pope delivers his blessings to the crowd gathered in St. Peter's Square. Bernini's additions in the Baroque era, including the baldachin and the piazza, further enhanced the basilica's splendor and functionality. The baldachin, a monumental bronze canopy over the high altar, is one of Bernini's most famous works. It stands 96 feet tall and is adorned with intricate details and symbolism, marking the spot believed to be directly above St. Peter's tomb. Today, St. Peter's Basilica stands as a symbol of the Catholic Church's enduring legacy and spiritual authority. It is a place of pilgrimage for millions of believers worldwide who come to venerate the relics of St. Peter and to marvel at the basilica's architectural and artistic treasures. The basilica's grandeur and the stories it embodies continue to inspire awe and reverence, making it a timeless masterpiece of human achievement. The basilica also serves as the site of important liturgical ceremonies and events in the Catholic Church. It is the principal church of the Pope and the location of significant religious celebrations, such as the Papal Conclave, the canonization of saints, and major feast days. The basilica's role as a center of worship and its association with St. Peter's martyrdom and burial make it one of the most significant religious sites in the world. The Vatican Museums, located adjacent to the basilica, house an extensive collection of art and artifacts related to the history of the basilica and the Catholic Church. These museums offer visitors a deeper understanding of the basilica's historical and cultural context, showcasing works by renowned artists such as Michelangelo, Raphael, and Bernini, as well as ancient Roman sculptures and religious relics.